Hello? Strudel!
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the coziest, most degenerately scheduled, degenerate time-lapse on the f***ing internet, boys. Today's subject, Trainwreckstv at twitch.tv/trainwreckstv. This is Trainwreck. Here's the full screen of him. I drew this picture by hand. And we're about to get into the time-lapse video to prove it. So, yeah, let's see. Let's start at the beginning. All right, about somewhere around December. I'm not a gambler. I'm not into gambling. I feel like I put money into a slot machine. I'm going to say bye-bye, and then it just goes away. It's almost like a reverse, it's like a reverse ATM. So I've never been into gambling. My wife's into gambling, and what was it? So I actually got her into Train, but unexpectedly so. I started watching him only around December. What is it right now? It just turned May. Started watching him at like December or January. Somehow got coaxed into watching. I knew who he was, but like I didn't follow anything. Heard controversies. Come to your own conclusions with that. But if you look into this guy, if you really just kind of like set your righteous indignation aside, if you just maybe you just don't like him, maybe you just don't like his thorny sense of humor, his deadpan, just like drill of humor, which is amazing. We love it in this house. Anyway, we are a Train house, by the way. Is this going or my time? Okay, I was like I was AFK on my time lapse. So I started watching, and then after I watched a couple streams, I'm like, I like this guy. I like him. I didn't care for the slots. I didn't really know what was going on. And then what happened was, I was on YouTube. And I started watching older videos and older content. Came across this song from a person named Malbrow. Now check this out. At one point, this is when I really started liking Train, and I love this song too. It got stuck in my head for days, like that kind where you're like, I'm gonna get burnt out on this, and I'm never gonna listen to it again. That level of like, you wake up and the song is in your head. But this is a portion of it. Hold on.
He blames the thing, but he doesn't blame the action of him deciding to do the thing. He's blaming an inanimate object.
Now take a look at that. Did you see those question marks at the bottom? There was like a couple of topics. Train on this, Train on that. These were all memes. I was getting introduced to this world. I was like, the question marks, when he just said that, I said, what are you talking about? I was like, not only is that like, not only do I understand that, but I think it's incredibly self-aware. Of a thoughtful person would understand something like that. That's what I was saying. And then I realized it was a fucking meme. It stopped question marking me. Anyway, so yeah, and then I'm like, why this guy's a good guy. Keep going deeper. All I have to do is look at this picture right here. You see this picture? Hold on, let me pause my time lapse. This picture right here is him and his friend Asmongold at TwitchCon or some shit like that. Look at that face. Look at that face. That is a face. That is a smile of a good dude. Like I was, when I clipped this, I saw a picture of, it was a picture of Joe Rogan with a bunch of people at a table, some dinner or whatever. And I saw this one guy and he's smiling for the camera. Same way. Let's get back to the, hold on, let's get back to this. Dude is smiling for the camera, just the same way. But you can see, like, you go like, that guy looks like he's up to something. That guy's like, wants to take things from people, scheme. This dude is a fucking saint. Anyway, so get back to it. I'm talking about him. I'm like, dude, this guy goes 35, upward of 40 hours straight doing streams, doing gambling streams. I tell my wife about it, and she's like, I told him a couple times, and then eventually she goes, let me see this guy. Is he on? I'm like, yeah, he's on. And show her, and then she starts watching for like an hour straight. And then, like after that, she watches again. How do I watch him on my iPad or whatever? Set this up. Download the Twitch app. She gets a f***ing account. She's watching not only him, but then she starts breaking off into other people who are in the gambling. Very controversial category. But I'm sitting here watching my wife do exactly what people do with gaming communities. She's chatting. They're all chatting. They're throwing up the emotes. They're rating people. Same f***ing difference. So if you want to, I don't know, if you have that sort of like thing where it bothers you, I don't know. Like I understand that as a vice that people can get, what do you call it? Like, people can get addicted to it. They can do a lot, that's terrible. But I also know that Train is one of them. So he is a gambler. Like, there's a big controversy of whether or not people are being sold false reality based on gambling and stuff like that. Really do your research, and you will see that he does not post. Win highlights. Anyone that you've seen on YouTube is from a third-party highlight clip channel, never from his own channel. And not to mention, if you are being paid an insane amount of money to just kind of hawk like NFTs or crypto and then pump and dump or whatever, you're probably not spending 35 hours a clip doing so. You know what I mean? Like, this is a real gambler. It's just what he would be doing. And not to mention, he gives back to his community. So, like, the dude's a fucking saint. Like, piss off. Do your research. Anyway, anybody, like, he vehemently tells people, don't gamble. Don't do what I'm doing. Do as do as I say, not as I do. But the guy's in a position where he can do it anyway, and he's losing. And if you pay attention, or like if you just watch, seriously, the guy's comfort food. I'm not advocating gambling, but I'm saying, like, if you are into his stream, there's something about that when in the intro when he says the coziest, he's not lying. Like, me and my wife, like, my wife got into him in a big way, just like me. We are texting each other. We're like, Train's online. We're giving each other heads ups. And then, like, if he starts in the afternoon, then you'll know, like, oh, we'll keep it on, comfort food, go to sleep, wake up, still on, see how it's going. Big, like, lots of memes that he's just like, because he gets up and he takes breaks. When you're going nearly 2 days straight doing one thing, like, you're going to get up and walk away a lot. When my wife first started watching him and everything, you know, when she learned about how long he goes, she, her being a nurse, she says, is he bipolar? And it was like, it wasn't accusatory or, you know, anything like, you know, are you degradative, or I don't even know if that's a word. Anyway, but yeah, like, she asked if he's bipolar. It was a dead serious question. And then within like a week or whatever, she was watching a VOD or something like that. She's like, I knew it. He said something about maybe it's a bipolar shit or whatever. You know, it's just her medical background factually inquiring, because she knew that that's, you know, things like staying awake for long periods of time, obsessively focusing on one thing. They're traits of people with bipolar disorder, whatever it's termed. Anyway, what was it? So, anyway, so wrapping up this video in the next couple of minutes, the impetus about this is, I said, I want to do a picture of Train, and I'm going to put dead in his eyes. Now getting a little more technical. I was like, I want to put dead in his eyes. And then I was like, I tried it, and I realized that way too cramped to put dead in each eye. I was going to put dead, verse. And people who know what that is, you know, it's from Wanted, Dead or Wild, a game that I absolutely loathed when he first started playing it, because I'm like, this game just eats all the money. Doesn't give anything. Actually, every game eats. Let me be clear about that. It's almost frustrating some days where you're like, Jesus Christ. And people might tune into him and be like, he just fucking scoffed at $80,000. Are you kidding me? You got to watch it long enough to see how many millions in crypto he's putting into these machines before they even pay out with their volatility. But then, if you are exposed to it long enough, and especially when you start to see ones that he's moving on to that are straight scams, you know, Wanted was not so bad. And what was it? I remember my wife, I was telling her, I was becoming too logical, technical, whatever. I was just like, I'm going to put it backwards so that it's a reflection. And I'm like, first of all, it's already a little nuanced detail. And then it's already like a nuanced detail. And then she's like, I don't know if I like that idea. And I was like, all right, well, I'll do it both ways and I'll see how I like it. Didn't do it the other way at all. Totally didn't make sense, especially right after the first time I tried to make 3 in 1 pupil. I said, no, that's not happening, and I want it for clarity. And guess what? I told myself, guess what? It's a drawing. I can bend it's like the Matrix. I can bend the rules, you know? You can bend the rules, you can break them. So I was imagining people being like, it's pretty good, but, you know, technically, they do that thing where they go, technically, it would be going the other way. It would be backwards because it's a drawing. Shut up. And then, wrapping up for the last minute here, I was going to say, I know that, there's vices out there that are very dangerous when overexposed or whatever. There's obsessions and things, whatnot. Not to minimize it, but honestly, me personally, gambling is less offensive to me. I'm more offended when I see Greek God X assert that everybody is just too embarrassed and ashamed to admit that they eat their boogers. Everybody does, and that enrages me more than you could say I'm amoral as well, but I don't know, man. Gambling feels like a really feels like an odd crusade. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, you got to look around at the world around you and say like, you only have a certain amount to give a and you got to cash them in wisely, otherwise you're going to burn yourself out and into the ground. Everybody who I know who's been exposed to Train, who are not prudish towards vulgar humor, they all say the same thing that I say, which is that he's got this like real attribute about him. You feel like the dude is speaking from the heart, and it's much appreciated, very entertaining, and very relatable. And I'll leave you on this other clip. I also watched I think 5 or 6 hours of his Dr. K sessions, where they do a interview / psychiatry, in-depth sort of therapy session. That's got its own, people, they find that amoral as well. But, we're talking about public figures, well, almost like 90% or more public figures who are absolutely, it's not an ambush. They know what they're getting into. And, of course, they're always able to, just like straight up say, like, I'm not comfortable and blah, blah. You know how it works. It's therapy. Anyway, so what was I going to say about that? You really get a good glimpse into the dude, and I've just seen nothing but like relatability in this dude. And I actually clipped something that I said, this might as well have come out of my mouth. This sounds like me talking to the boys on Discord or even to my wife. Check this out.
Okay. Before I start that, can I use the restroom?
Sure.
Real quick, 2 seconds. I'll be like 35 to 45, maybe 50 seconds, maybe even less. Actually, maybe 20 seconds. I don't know. I'll run. Okay. I'll be quick, and I'll wash my hands. I'll be right back.
I do that like daily. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's this video. Thank you for watching. If you watched this far, thank you very much. We're comfortable enough here that you can just see yourself out. How's that? Thank you very much for watching.
Pick up your mouse and follow the channel on your screen right now. Simply send 4495.2534, text 4843 to 5359, or send 5598 in 3 easy installments of 8243 to Bonobo Juice, 5555 Rancho Piñasquitos, California. Bonobo Juice is only available through this special offer, so turn on notifications for faster delivery. Bonobo Juice, don't accept invitations. Order now.